Hi, Blue Noses everywhere. Merry Christmas to you all. And I'm just reporting on the goings on at Home Park today, where we took on uh, Plymouth Argyle, who were level with us on points, but we got a game in hand. Um, and before I tell you what happened, I'd just like to say that well done to the manager and his staff for managing the game the way they did. Well done to the players that took part. They were excellent. No complaints here. But unfortunately, when you have to be stuffed by some rubbish referee who hasn't got a clue, I was just looking at the statistics. He awarded 15 free kicks against us, against their seven. He awarded six cards against us, against their two. Uh, the things he missed were unbelievable. I mean, to be fair, Dembele kicked their bloke 2 feet from his nose, and he never spotted it. That could have seen us down to 10 men before we were. The tackle that Bielik made just after half time uh, was exemplary. It was a beautiful tackle. Took the ball away. Would have started us on another attack, and this clown starts waving red flags at him. Absolute dreadful. I'm just trying to find his name here so we don't forget the lunatic. Absolutely shocking. His name was Graham Scott. Now, that's not some name that I really know very well, but there were 16,589 people there that saw more of what went on than he did. He was absolutely dreadful. Now then, the game. Uh, First of all, we lost Lee Buchanan very early on as he fell awkwardly on his neck and was stretchered off. So things aren't going well for us to start with. But then we scored a wonderful goal from a corner with Jay Stanfield flicking it on 1-0. Thank you very much. And we then proceeded to miss three, four, five openings before we netted again. This time, Jacuna lobbing the ball over the keeper onto the far side. Young Jordan James pulled it down and smashed it into the roof of the net. 2-0, and it should have been five. Absolutely, we're all over them. It's their their commentators are embarrassed. They're talking about how many is this going to be. Then, unfortunately, a pretty solid defence made an error. Um, Dion Sanderson got the ball stuck between his legs. Ball was nicked off him and slid into the corner of the net to make it 2-1 with about 5 minutes to go before half time. Uh, we saw the half out, and the gaffer, I would assume, would have regrouped, told us, okay, we're winning this game easy. We'll go and get a couple more goals. And then the wonderful Mr. Scott stepped in and reduced us to 10 men. So it became 10 men against 12. And you can throw in the two linesmen as well, one of which was a woman, so she wasn't a linesman. Um, and there's nothing wrong with her. Absolutely fine. She was on her mettle. Anyway, we held out for about I don't know 20 minutes or so, and lo and behold, uh, Janino, who was breathtaking today, he scored two, scored one and assisted in two. He laid up chance after chance of people. Uh, he won tackles. He chased back uh, and took the ball off people. It was absolutely brilliant. Anyway, he broke down the right, squared the ball to sorry, get it wrong. Stansfield broke down the right, and he squared the ball to Bakuna, who smashed it in the net. Thank you very much. 3-1. We're all going home. But unfortunately, we uh, we basically um, just couldn't quite hold out. Uh, they scored. uh, with about 10 minutes to go, and um, equalised soon after. Uh, we just we just ran out of steam in the end. The own Obviously the own goal was a setback. A cross came in, and Roberts fired it past Ruddy. And when he, basically he stuck his boot through it. Could have gone anywhere, but it finished up in the back of the net. So we didn't have any luck. What's new about that? We never have any luck. Uh, the equalising goal was after a lot of pressure, and the shot was fired through a wall of defenders and finished up in the corner of the net. Now, even then, we had two clear chances to win the game. One from Miyoshi, which he ran the length after length of the field, and one with the keeper, and didn't do one thing and the other. He looked as if he tried to cross it um, to Djukovic, when if he'd have just smashed it at goal, especially on the near post, because the goalkeeper had left him all that, we would have come home winners. But not to be, not to be. Uh, Terrifically exciting game of football. If the manager thinks that's the way we're going to play, well, he succeeded today. And let's be honest, had we not lost the man, we would have run out comfortable winners. There's no doubt about that. The annoying thing is that we only got 1 point when we deserved three. Um, so again, tick in the box for the manager, tick in the box for his staff, and a tick in the box for all the players who took part in the game. Um, we move on. We move on. Obviously, we've got a serious replacement problem, um, with Buchanan being injured, but I'd uh, I'd say big ups to Longella, who took his place and had a pretty good game. To be fair, he defended well, he attacked well, uh, and he passed the ball well. It's probably one of the best games he's had in a blue shirt. To be fair, so it's ain't all gloom and doom. Um, we just didn't get what we deserved, uh, and that can't be said for a lot of games that we've not got points for, or not got wins that we should have done. At the end of the day, we didn't deserve, but today we did. Um, Full house with the with with, with the Blues fans, wonderful. Saturday before Christmas, marvelous effort, and we move on to Stoke on Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday, um, with ironically Plymouth's old manager. Um, well, to be honest, if we can keep our players on the pitch, we should see them out as well. Now, we're looking at the league table. We're not making any inroads in the top half, and fortunately, most of the bottom teams lost again today. So, we're not sort of looking down the barrel. We've moved 1 point away from them, um, and you, and at last, looking at the results today, at last, my prediction that Ipswich would not get promotion is starting to look a little better, and they got spanked 4-0 by Leeds. So we're a point nearer them. Um, Ipswich, I mean, not Leeds. Uh, and I, I have to say, it, it's so frustrating that we only got a point today when we played so well and created so many chances. Now, I know if we'd have come away 2-0 winners or even 2-1 winners, we'd have been quite happy. But when you get screwed by the referee and you think back all the chances you've missed, um, I will say this one thing to uh, Mr. Rooney as we move into the new year. You got to remember this is Birmingham City, and if there's something dire to happen, then it'll happen to us. Playing for Manchester United for all those years, you got every call going, you got every decision. Uh, Obviously, if the run of the ball was always in your favour, it's not like that here. Everybody else will get the run of the ball bar us, and that's not an imaginary thing. It's true. If Well, I don't want to use bad language, but if bad things happen, they will happen to us. Remember that, Wayne. When you walk out on the field, you've got to take that into account. When you're 2-0 up, right, you stay 2-0 up and don't let things get in the way. Okay? God bless you all. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. See you, Stoke, on Monday. God bless. Hi, and welcome to Wattos Weekly Special, the Christmas night report from St Andrews, which saw the final score: Birmingham 1, very lucky the way to get that. Stoke City, below us in the league, not won for 9 games, having lost the last 14 visits to St Andrews. They got 3. How did they get 3? Well, we give them 3. We couldn't pass water. Give the ball away time and time again, and they were still giving it away in the 97th minute. We play in blue. Is that so difficult to understand? Maybe we change our strip too often and people get confused. They were in red. We were in blue. We passed to them over and over again. 3 goals. 3 goals where the opposition are one man bearing down on our goalkeeper. 3 times. And if you look back to the previous home game against Leicester, 3 times. Now, we all said it was, Leicester, a great side. Oh, what's super about? Yeah, well, I certainly are. We keep giving them the ball. But Stoke City are not great. Stoke City put a team out I'd never even heard of. Not one player. And to be honest, I could only name the manager because he came from Plymouth on Saturday, and his name was in the news. I couldn't have told you who Stoke City's manager was from Adam after they sacked the last bloke. Shocking, boys, shocking. Now, for those of you who missed my report at Plymouth, uh, because for some reason our director and producer didn't produce, so I think it's gone missing somewhere. But just to let you know, I was very complimentary about the team. I thought they were robbed, but that one of the decisions that they were robbed in on Saturday, i.e., Bielik's abominable sending off, meant that he couldn't play tonight. And what did we need more than anything was him to put his foot on the ball and pass the ball to our people. But we didn't. We had we had young James in his place. Now that ain't his position. He ain't, he's not he's not the man to put the ball on it and knock it sideways to people. No, he's the guy that's in and around the box and tackles and gets stuck in and tries to get people in goal scoring positions. But he was running around like a blue arse fly tonight, um, totally inept. Uh, our defence just went missing 3 times. It just went missing. Uh, 3 times he gave the ball away. They broke on us, and same old story. With 3 games in a row now, we've done that. Conceded 9 goals in 3 games. 9 goals in 3 games. Terrible, terrible. Now then, what are we going to do? Well, we could sack the manager. I think, as I said, I was starting to warm to him for 1 or 2 things he'd done. But tonight, no, sorry. Sorry. We picked a team with uh, uh, on paper as best as we could. I were out of position at right back, left his winger for dead. Off he went. I was on the halfway line. His wingers in the penalty box scoring. No good. Roberts had the easiest headed chance of the lot, just to bring us back into the game. Missed it. Had we scored then, we might have got something out of the game, but he missed it. Dean Sanderson did all right. Again, gave the ball away too often. I think he got away. He was a bit lucky that none of his misplaced passes caused a goal. And Longhello, who I pointed out on Saturday was man of the match. Tonight, shocking, absolutely shocking. Left his man, missed tackles, passed the ball to the opposition. Awful. So we basically got four stooges. That's what they look like to me. They never seen each other, never met each other. They didn't cover for each other. They didn't support each other. The best pass that they could possibly make was give it to the goalkeeper, who must be thinking, what has he done to deserve to be behind this lot? Because it just wasn't good enough. Midfield, as I said, James not in his right position. Sonic, he ran about, but he missed tackles, missed passes. Up front, Stansfield run his nuts off, scored a great volley to bring us almost back into the game. Dembele run around like a fart, and they kept taking the ball off him in the end. That's because he had no support and nowhere to go, no one to pick out in the box. Who else? Who else did we have up there? Bakuna. Bakuna was sensational on Saturday, but he wasn't playing on the moon. He was only playing at Plymouth, and the manager of Plymouth was the manager tonight, and whatever he'd done, or whatever his side hadn't done on Saturday to keep Bakuna quiet, boy did they do it tonight. They were all over him like a rash. Never let him for a moment get into the kind of positions and mood that he was in on Saturday. Now, we got to come up with a plan B, boys. They know what we're going to do, and they know where our weaknesses lie. First, we've got to eradicate the weaknesses, right? And then we've got to start finding some other way of breaking the opposition down. Now then, before I shoot myself because this was so bad, let's come up with something bright. Young Donovan set up the goal. He nutmegged the fullback, got round him, sidestepped the central defender, banged in a shot with his left foot, which the goalkeeper parried out, and Stansfield was there to volley it in. And it was the one bright moment out of the 100 minutes that the match lasted. One bright spark. But they soon, this is this is what they soon sort this kid out. He's caused them a problem. He didn't cause another problem. They got onto him. They sorted him out. Right? You ain't running rings round us, little man. Bump. And there was two on him. There was three on him, and whatever. And he's dribbled himself doolally in the time he was in the time he had on the pitch. You got to have a plan B. You have something else to surprise people with, because these people work you out. They know what you're going to do. Now this is a kid who's only been on the pitch 15 minutes. Now somebody coming on like Granger, like Anderson, like Roberts. You remember him? He used to play for us. Yeah, and he turned up today. Uh, they know they know what they're going to do because they've watched them. They've got an encyclopedia on every little side trick and failure that they've got, and it won't do. Now then, Mr. Rooney, you've got to do one of two things. One, you can hand your cards in and bugger off. Most people would be happy with that, I'm afraid. And secondly, the other thing you can do is find us some defenders, find us some midfield players, and find us some forwards. We're all right for goalies. We got two good ones, but the rest are ineffective. Shall we put it that way? Why do they end up with us? Because they're ineffective. They sparkle for a little while, and then they get sorted out. Miyoshi is another example. He was beating people today, knocking it through their legs, running rings around them. And then the big boys got hold of him and just knocked him over every time he got the ball. Oh, no, oh, sorry, Riff. Oh, sorry, Riff. And like the years on Saturday, they get away with it. Well, not in my world. You can't do that, right? You've got to be strong. You've got to be inventive. One trick ponies don't do us any good. Okay. Christmas has ended like it ended last year with a three goal tatering, and it didn't get better into January either, and it won't get better into January this year. Now then, Mr. Cook, Mr. Wagner, and all the rest of you, get your heads together now. You've got 3 days, 3 days before, well, 4 days before the transfer window opens, and you can start doing something. Ask yourself this question: do you trust the staff that are managing our team to find people who are going to improve our side? If you do, if you think that, then carry on, and you'll be gone by by the end of the season, because Birmingham fans won't put up with this. It's not. It's just not good enough. Now you can make a decision based on football rather than publicity. Now we've had plenty of publicity, and it's all bad. It's all bad. Another. Oh, we got Leicester and Birmingham on the telly. That'll be a 5 goal thriller. Plymouth. Oh, that'll be a 6 goal thriller. And on Monday we'll have a 4 goal thriller. Oh, it's great having Birmingham on the telly. We get £500,000 every time we're on the telly. And no points. No points. Good night, everybody. See you on Saturday. Or Friday. Friday this week. Yes, up for 7. Can't go to that one either. But the next home game, I'm going to be there. And I'm going to be balling down Mr. Rooney's ear roll.